Welcome to another installment of Final Scoop Podcast. My name is Robert Schinetsky. Joining me, as always, my Polish brother from another mother, Lukasz Rytkowski, Prometeus Intelligent Sports Technology. Robbie will be missed this weekend. He has a function at some nutrition store. I don't remember the exact name of it. It's either the nutrition store or the nutrition corners. It's one of those. Either way, Robbie's at an event this week with Apollon and some other brands, so have fun this week, Robbie. Shane might descend from his lordly tower to grace us with his presence. We're not sure yet. But regardless, Lukasz and I are here as always. You guys got any comments, questions, queries, quips, smart-ass remarks? Put them up in the comments section. We will get to anything and everything over the course of our time with you here today. And as a gentle reminder, if you like what we're doing here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with family, friends, and loved ones. Hit the notification bell so you can see when this gorgeous face graces your screen and my other cohort's face. Yeah, man. How's everything in Poland?
All is going well, man. Today was like crazy weather. Like the morning started pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The sun was shining. So I went straight from my treadmill to my garden because I had to cut the grass. So I had like 1.5 hours. And as soon as I cut the grass and like clean up everything, it started to rain. But it was like pouring heavily.
Perfect timing.
So yeah, so from like 9 till 4 p.m. today, it was raining all the time. It was super windy. Now it's like it calmed down, so it's better, but it was crazy today. I'm happy that I did my job.
There you go. We got rain twice this week in Austin, which is basically the same as hell freezing over for us as of late. We've had over 30 days straight of 95 plus temperatures, just straight 95 degrees Fahrenheit plus temperatures. It's supposed to be 99 today. And earlier this week, we got up to 108, 106 at one point. Or when I was talking to you and Scott on, what day would we do that podcast? Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, right after that. So the AC guy came, fixed our AC so we could have the AC working, which was nice. And then right after that, the second he left, it started downpouring. So I thought, oh, this is perfect. We can finally it'll cool things off a little bit, but we're at 97, 98 is the high today. And then the rest of this week on the forecast is somewhere between 100 and 103 every day. So, but that's Southern Texas for you when you're here.
Did you enjoy the podcast with Scott?
No. No, it's all seriousness. If listeners out here, if you haven't listened to the latest episode of the podcast we did with Dr. Scott and breaking down this study right here on caffeine only versus a popular multi-ingredient pre-workout supplement, which we think it was, caffeine was better only. Then this is something I wanted to get your feedback on. What do you think is the reason for that? Let's just assume everything the researchers did was perfect. They equated all other confounding variables. Why do you think that the caffeine only could benefit? Is it that there are these interactions that we're not aware of? And in theory, we think all of these things are working together for some better effect when really they're actually having an ergolytic effect where it's zapping performance or, reducing performance compared to just taking one ingredient by itself?
You know what? I was thinking about it for the entire week. After we talked with Scott, I was like, brainstorming, and honestly, I think, that's why there is an art in formulating, and I think that you can't put everything what you want into formula and just think it's gonna stick, Yeah. And it's like, I think that. That's why you are so good in what you're doing. When you are making a product for Apollon or other brand, Well, after with your experience right now, you have an idea what can work together and what can have not good interaction between two compounds and so on.
Yeah.
So I think that can be something in this explanation, but that's the only thing that I can say right now. That's the only thing that comes to my mind. but I really don't know,
Yeah, I mean, it gives me like I'm not going to stop using pre-workouts based on this one very small study. If
Yeah.
maybe if they had used something that had not super high dose, but clinically research backed doses of everything in it. So something like Performance Hypermax, Apollon stuff, One Up pre-workouts, any of the Morphogen, any of these other hundreds of pre-workouts dedicated nutritions. Anybody's thing that's got the full doses of everything. I I don't see how some of those outside of maybe in this case, in this the study case for the listeners out there that have no idea what we're talking about. I don't think really it's taurine that's really zapping it, because taurine is with caffeine and energy drinks. It's got exercise benefits. Do I think pairing them together is the GABA signaling from taurine enough to impair the dopamine and adenosine antagonizing effects of caffeine to where it's counteracting that stimulatory quality, and is an accelerating maybe the onset of fatigue or the perceived feeling of onset of fatigue, because that's where caffeine is supposed to help, is that it ablates those feelings or it attenuates those feelings to where you can go for a little bit, maybe another 5-10% before that drive starts to wane and your performance starts to go down.
Yeah.
I don't really know. It's interesting, but obviously, we kind of nitpicked at the study and a few things just to bring more awareness to the listeners. And Dr. Scott did a phenomenal job of saying, "Hey, let's talk about this effect, and that's some of the things he mentioned. I mean, it goes over my head, not over my head, but stuff I'm not aware of, just because I'm not in the weeds as a researcher as he has done, and he continues to do. But it's I always love those kind of conversations, just nerding out over the smallest stuff.
We had also this discussion, a few times on the podcast, and I remember even when TJ was on board here with us, and when he was like always saying, labels are just labels, and honestly, there is some truth in it, because I think that first of all, every person, well, people are not equal, right? So they got their own preferences, but at the same time, they also have like a different reaction to a stimulants, So if you have, let's say, the exact same formulas, and you will give that to like two experienced lifters, right? They may have completely different like reactions to the ingredients and so on. So that's the one thing. The other thing is also that if you're gonna stack ingredients together, there is no study that shows that like these ingredients work synergistically together.
Right.
None. There's nothing like that.
No.
So you basically like keep your fingers crossed and pray to the Lord that it's in heaven, and asking for like, give me all the gains, and hopefully the formula will does the trick, and I'm gonna lift as hard as I can, So that's my thing, So, and I think that TJ is up to something, here, and yeah, we always laughed about it, but at the same time, there's a slight truth in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's much, and like what you might need or want on a certain day is going to vary greatly from the person that is just going into the gym, to where maybe they only need that cup of coffee, or they might just need the caffeine capsule or a monster or something like that. That is the only thing. And just that perceived thought, whether the caffeine is to an effective level for their body weight and size and genetics and all of that stuff, that's a separate issue. But I think, the placebo effect is a real thing. It's been shown time and again, to where if they think something is going to help them, give them that 5 or 10 extra percent, and they actually, just that kind of psychs them out into, or, helps push them to train a little bit harder, go for that extra rep or two. What does it really matter then? Like that's kind of like the overarching thing that I think needs to be the focus. And we have the privilege, and sometimes it's more of a pain in the ass than anything. But the privilege to be able to just sit back and kind of, armchair quarterback some of these pre-workout formulas. We get to experiment with them. We're nice enough to have companies send them to us. And to get to know some of these formulators, researchers, brand owners, and stuff that take time out of their day to talk with us. So it's great to be able to do that. And while we like to say, well, this is off 500 milligrams, this could use another 100 milligrams of this or that, at the end of it, we all like, let's get people healthier and fitter. And whatever it translates, whatever it gets them doing that, whether it's your 3 grams of BCAAs or your 300 micrograms of BCAAs and like a Bang energy drink, whatever it's doing to help you do that, man, just keep going at it. The rest of it is like that very top of the pyramid is that just little, that the precipice of it, that it's, you know, it's fun, but at the same time, let's keep everything in the overarching perspective.
Yeah, we can always like banter, you know, about the we would like to see this much of the betaine, this much of creatine, and so on. But it's just like preference. We always go by, you know, our clinical, you know, dosages as far as like one particular ingredient. But when it comes to like full formula, I'd always like to see, you know, I always go by maybe not only like clinical dosages, but how the formula shows by itself, showcases, you know, when it comes to like the overall thing, you know.
Right.
So, and I also like when there is a difference between like formulators.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I can see your work. I can see when you know, Drew from Alpha Lion puts his stuff together. There's like how can I say, a water sign on the formula.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that it's been signed by this formulator, you know. So that's pretty cool, you know. Everyone has its own unique style, and that's what makes it so funny, you know.
Yeah. It's cool when you I guess you know people and what they've done, and then you can kind of go back in their track record and see what they've done. Because, like you said, you can kind of see where Drew's got his influence here. There's another guy, Moody, who had done projects for several other brands before, and you can kind of pick up on certain things that they like to do. Aaron at Performax, I feel like I've kind of got like I can see where his brain is going with certain things like that. And Aaron, if you want to jump on with us, man, I know he watches sometimes in the background. If you want to jump on, you can shoot me a text message.
Yeah,
and I'll send you the link.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome, Aaron.
So, yeah. Alex, staring at Lucas's Substack in the back. It's beautiful. You're going to have to help me on this one, Lucas. Kajetan?
Kajetan.
Okay.
But he's not Polish, I think, because the surname is not Polish. Right. I think it's Slovakian, maybe.
Okay,
I think so.
Like Finland, Norway, Iceland, none of that.
No, Jeric is more like a Slovian surname, so I would go with that. But I may be wrong as hell.
There you go. Stack of the Sup Lord in the back. Yeah, that's a pretty impressive wall you got in there, Lucas.
Yeah. Bad voice.
Muscle and bones. Sorry, seriously, I love the Lucas shelf. Reminds me a lot of mine with single ingredients.
Thanks, guys.
So, Lucas, please post a picture of your subs in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
James O'Sullivan. It's Slavic.
Yeah.
Thanks, James. Appreciate that. Croatian or Serbian? And hello. Hi. What beer are you drinking in that picture, James? That looks like a nice brew there. Lucas, how come you're in a hoodie year-round for the podcast?
I always like to wear hoodies. That's just my thing. I always like to keep it warm. And the funniest part about me is that if you would see my ass in the gym, I always wear a hoodie. I always wear a cap, winter cap. I always wear a hoodie. I always wear pants. And I never like pose on the pic on in front of the mirrors or anything like that. I'm always covered up.
You're not doing a Shane? You're not doing a Shane where you flex every time you go in front of the mirror?
Bro, the only time I flex is when I like, you know, when I'm at my home and I'm like passing through some mirrors and I need to stop, check it out myself, flex, move on.
Good stuff. Justin, what do you say? You guys are bombarding the comment section and peppering the comment section. Please keep it up. This is awesome. Would you say caffeine alone has a stronger effect? I took the new Rise Godzilla, which is an insane label, and it was awful. No energy. Then a Rockstar energy drink lights me up. I think in certain situations, yes. Because I've taken pre-workouts that have 400 milligrams of caffeine in them, and I've felt nothing. Sandy has taken a couple of different pre-workouts before. She will take it, and these have between 350 and 500 milligrams of caffeine, and it's got some other stimulants in it and some other stuff, and she will take it. She goes out like a light, and she just sleeps through it. So it's either what they're saying is in the tub isn't actually in there, or there is some kind of interaction between your physiology and all these ingredients combined together in whatever ratios they are. That's why a lot of the time I keep things super stupidly simple. I'll have a French press of coffee in the morning after I get back bringing the girls to school, and I'll come home, I'll get some work done, I'll drink some coffee, and then I might take just some nitrosogene by itself, or like bare knuckle from Apollon, or some other stim-free pre-workout. I'll keep it super simple, or just sometimes it's just coffee if it's like an interval training conditioning day or a leg day. It's just coffee pretty much. I don't do it. I don't get too crazy with pre-workouts on lower body days. But yeah, I think caffeine alone is, if you're looking to be as cost effective with your training as possible, just go either coffee or a caffeine capsule or something like that. And that'll be, and then if you want to start to experiment with different ingredients and different rep ranges and all that, not rep ranges, ingredients and different dosages and ratios and stuff, you can. If you get, that's your money, you can spend it however you want to.
Yeah.
So close. I'm Slovenian. There we go. Well, welcome.
Close.
All the way from Slovenia. Where is that in relation to you, Lukasz? How far is that?
South
of you.
Okay. But it's close. It's close to Poland.
Yeah.
I got multiple clients down there, so yeah, I'm very familiar with the culture and so on. So that's a pretty awesome country. I really love their mentality, and they're always like super friendly, especially especially during expos when they're like coming to see you. They're like super driven. They're always like very kind, and they always brought gifts.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Jojo, dropping in to say hi, fellas. Hey, Jojo. I hope you're staying cool out there amidst the craziness of life and the busyness of your schedule. Have an amazing day. Same to you. Slovenia's economy is an example. As far as their work ethic or how their economy is doing, Chapilla, that's what I'm curious about. Interesting. Sridhar is here, and there's no Shane. Just messing, Sridhar. Where are you hiking at today, if you're hiking? I've had some good workouts by just having a Ghost Energy or Bang energy drink. Every day isn't the same, though. Some days I need more than an energy drink. Agreed 100%. Last week I used a Ghost energy drink. Went and stopped by the store because I had to just go to the grocery store when I was on my way to bring the halfling to school. Popped in, bought some groceries. They had a Ghost energy drink can right there. Grabbed the Swedish fish flavor. I grabbed that, and that was my pre-workout for leg day. It's fantastic. And that's all I need. Get some nootropics, some caffeine, and I'm off.
Past week I tried because there is like in Poland we have this energy drink called Oshi, and The Witcher is like a big thing in Poland.
Yeah, I'm reading the first book right now. The first book in the Witcher series.
Yeah, before all these movies and games and so on.
Yeah.
In Poland there was this TV series, The Witcher, and it was really popular. And after that, they decided just like do something with it, and right now it's very popular. So they dropped Oshi limited edition with the Witcher signature and the Witcher character on it.
Did you read all the books?
Yeah, I read it. I read it when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something that I was very into it.
That's why I like it.
Especially I was into fantasy, books and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. It's very easy. It's a super easy read. There's enough descriptions because like if you go back and read some of the stuff like Lord of the Rings by Tolkien, or you read Christine and I are currently going through the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan, you get into some of these stuffs, and they're wasting like 3 pages describing how the damn tree looks in a forest. And I thought, okay, that takes an immense amount of skill and the vivid imagination that these people can have and then commit in the world building they do. It's fantastic. It's not a skill that I possess. But I'm almost more of like, I've read a lot of the Star Wars Expanded Universe stuff, and it reminds me of The Witcher in that it's a really easy read, and there's enough descriptors in there to give you a general sense of it, and then your mind can just kind of fill in. I don't need you to describe every little crinkle in the grass and all, like, there's a brown patch on the northeast quadrant of this field. And just say there's a field with a mishmash of healthy grass and dead grass, and figure it out there. So that's what I'm really enjoying the Witcher series, and just how he goes every other chapter. It's real quick pace. He's kicking some other monster's ass every other chapter. It's great. It's awesome.
Yeah. But speaking of the energy drink, so they dropped the limited edition of their energy drink, and it's in mojito flavor. Damn, it's so smooth. It's so good. And honestly, I'm not a super big fan of mojito, but this one it's really good. It's really refreshing, and so on. So I really enjoyed that one. But normally, as far as energy drinks, I stick to Monsters.
Yeah,
we don't have.
I picked up. So I'm not, as said before, I'm not super huge energy drink guy. Last weekend, we were at Sam's Club, which is kind of like a Costco or one of those giant warehouse kind of grocery store, club grocery store things or whatever. And they have a 24-pack of Monster for, I don't know, it was like $20 or something, $18. It was less. It was about $1 a can or slightly under that. I thought, okay, Shane's always raving about how much he likes Monster. He released that top 10 list. I thought, all right, I've had the occasional Monster here and there. And so they had one pack that was the original flavor, so the white Monster, this one, the Ultra Rosa, and then they have the mango, the feisty or Fiesta mangoes, and so it's those 3 flavors. And all 3 of those are good. I think the Rosa is my favorite. Sandy said all 3 are good. And then the other pack, they had another trio pack of the gold, which is the pineapple, and I don't remember the other 2 flavors that were with it.
Did you try the gold?
I've had it before when I was actually driving up to Apollon last year for the expo, not the expo, the seminar. I stopped just driving down the road one day when I was driving through Kentucky. I stopped in and grabbed that instead of stopping at the distillery to buy some bourbon like I should have. I was responsible and bought an energy drink to keep driving through the Kentucky Bluegrass Parkway. I enjoyed it. I would have maybe liked it. Maybe the refrigerators in the gas station weren't as cold, but I wanted it ice cold, and it was kind of It was just, I remember thinking it was good, but not. I was hoping for a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Have you guys seen Echovision's Dethroner? We discussed that last week's episode, Logan.
Yeah.
Go back and I have serious questions about whether they're actually putting all of those trademark ingredients in there and they're actually able to sell it at a profit at that price. Go back and check out last week's podcast episode and see. Or if you've already heard that, let us know your thoughts on it.
It was a pre-workout that was probably cost around $100 or something.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're going to have to sell it for with all of those branded ingredients in there at those dosages. Yeah. 1940s Germany is a better example. Yeah, I clicked send too soon. Slovenia's economy. Okay. Simon says, this will be my first purchase after landing in Poznan tomorrow, as I would need something to pick me up. There you go. Energy drink. What are you going to go with?
Hey, Simon, if you are coming to Poznan, you can jump to Piła. It's only 100 kilometers. So you're more than welcome to come and visit me. And there's also plenty of room to stay. So just shoot me a message and you can stay for a night or even 2.
There you go, man. Look at that. Free. You go to Poland, you get a free night at Lukasz's house and all the stimulants you could ever need in life.
Oh yeah, man.
James, any experience with BPC-157? I don't have any of it. Lukasz, I'm pretty sure, does.
Yeah, I tried it multiple times, but as far as like the quality of the ingredient and the sourcing, you need to have like a really legitimate source. There's like two types of BPC-157, so you can go with the oral version, which is in capsule form, or you can do injections. They always say that injection works better than the oral form. I personally never did the injections. I always did the only oral versions, and I've noticed a huge improvement as far as like gut health. So the first thing that I've noticed after like probably 1 week of taking it consistently, the first thing it was the gut health. I felt like incredible. I didn't had any bloating, any like. I felt like more like after eating a meal, I was like already empty. You know, this kind of like light feeling. You know, it's hard to explain, but at the same time, you probably know what I'm talking about. You know.
Yeah.
So after like a meal, you may feel like heavy or you feel like sleepy, those kind of things. There was nothing like that, and I had an issue with my joints in my delt part and also in my elbow, all gone. But it took a while. I would say probably like one bottle won't be enough, so I would do like at least a cycle on 2 bottles. So I was taking 500 micrograms per day. So you take one capsule, which with a meal, that's basically good in fats, because when you take it with fats, the absorption is also better. And that's pretty much it, you know. But I can't say that, you know, BPC, you know, was the only thing that I was taking. I added it to my stack on a consistent basis. I'm also like utilizing like glucosamine. I'm taking a bunch of collagen. I'm also taking MSM, CISUS, and CISUS is probably one of my go-tos when it comes to like joint health.
That's awesome.
So plus, you know, on top of that, I'm like mega dosing on these omegas, you know. So yeah.
You still doing? Was it 3 grams with every meal, or was it? Yeah, it was 3 grams with every meal of fish oil, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I bought a bottle of Nordic Naturals, like the kids version of it. It's a liquid form of fish oil, and it's strawberry flavored. And so I just take a little syringe of it. I give 2.5 mils of it to the halfling, and I don't think it tastes that bad. And she always makes this face whenever I give it to her. And Sandy's did too. And I thought it's not that bad. It's like strawberry flavored, like it's got an oily texture, obviously, but I don't think it's like repugnant tasting or anything.
I don't know. I don't remember how is it called in English, but maybe it's also a tran. So it's like a liquid form of fish oil.
Yeah.
And when I was very young, my mom and my mom was like giving it to me. So it was like very concentrated form of fish extract.
Yeah.
It tasted fucking horrible.
Oh no,
you know?
this isn't anything like that. No way. This is just standardized omega-3s.
Yeah, it made me gag, but it was like, wow. I still remember this taste. It was disgusting, but at the same time, it had like loads of benefits. I need to like check it out. What's the translation to English?
Say, do you have James? Where are you located? Are you stateside or are you somewhere in Europe? Because then we can maybe provide a recommendation on where a reliable source of BPC is. Let us know that, and then we can get that to you. Simon says, also, camo combat pants and hoodie for me as well. There you go. Alex, there's probably a Lukasz fan page that we don't know about. It's his OnlyFans page. It's OnlyFans. You get to see Lukasz's supplements shelf and a whole lot more for a low fee of $9.99 a month.
I'm a simple guy. I don't have any any Instagram, any OnlyFans page, nothing like that.
Yeah. Simon's gonna get the Oshi one. The Oshi.
Yeah, Oshi.
What is Oshi? Is that a translation to anything? Does that mean anything in English, or is that just like a brand name?
I don't think so. It's just the name of the drink. If you Google it up, you will probably see it. But yeah, try to pull it up.
Brand for active people. Among them are people who go in for various sports, either as a hobby or professionally, as well as those who follow current trends in life. Oshi is the market leader in functional beverages in Poland. It inspires, motivates for action, physical activity. Okay, there we go.
No.
I'll share this with somebody can see.
Yeah, that's the brand.
And there's Geralt right there.
And that's the one. In Poland, Witcher is called Wiedźmin.
What is Grom, Pelnia, and Yaskotka? What do these three flavors mean?
You mean pełnia? Pełnia jaskółka. So pełnia is like how can I say it? Jaskółka is a bird, and pełnia is like it's more like a moonlight, those kinds of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily naming flavors; they're more naming other things. I guess you'll associate a flavor with that kind of setting.
Yeah, because she's showing also the grom.
Yeah.
Grom, it means more like I would say like a storm or something like that, you know?
Interesting. Okay.
So they have different names to different cans. That's what I would say, you know?
Okay, here we go. This one says, all right, this is mango chili. The orange one's mango chili. I would try that. Classic energy drink flavor with a Pelnia. And then the Grom is mojito.
Mojito, yeah. That's the one that I was telling you about.
There you go. Okay. How much caffeine is in that per can? 150 or 200?
It's less than 200.
Okay. .032%. I 12 grams of carbs. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
The mojito doesn't have any carbs.
Okay.
That's why they differ. They got the Grom doesn't have the, you know.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Have any carbs.
All right. Justin. Stack 3D is blind.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. So, I have an explanation for this. So the
Can you see what I'm drinking, Shane?
I can see you.
Okay, good.
What is that? Is it the pink?
It's the Rosa, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. So the Wi-Fi here was meant to be reasonable, right? We get here, and so anyone who knows Wi-Fi, I got here, and I got 0.5 megabyte a second, which
that's dial-up modem speed.
My deck can make better quality than that. And so I scrambled and I used my 4G here. My 4G is on roaming. My understanding is that I think the network might be a little bit slower, and I can get 6. So I don't have unlimited on my roaming, but I feel like if I turn on my camera, it's gonna either blur out from my upload speed, or so I'm just like, we'll just do audio only. Stack is blind.
That'll work. Do you want us to join you and not showing our faces so we can all be like that today?
Your ass is bouncing.
There we go. Shane, since you're here, you're a New Zealander, obviously. James is Australian. This is James's first time I've ever seen him comment on our show, but he's looking for BPC-157. Do you know any reputable distributors in the New Zealand, Australia area that might have BPC?
Perth, Western Australia.
Bro, as far as I knew, most of those. I mean, Australia has got like their regulations in reverse. If you remember,
yeah,
they tell you what's approved, not give you the rules in which something may be approved.
Right.
And I think, to be honest, most countries are kind of like that. So, from my understanding, I don't know if you'd find a reputable like supplier, but you might have better luck trying to get someone to bring it in. I don't know. I know that there's not many that do it in New Zealand, but I don't really have too much knowledge of like that side in Australia. But I suspect it would be very, very, very difficult with their rules.
Okay. Those are the Polish names of his potions. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay.
See?
There we go. All right. Thanks, Simon. Alex, I like this new look on Shane. Yes. I think this is a vast improvement over the usual.
That's what my wife says.
There we go. She makes it really dark at night for y'all with a pillow over your face and everything, Shane?
Yeah, man. I got a stash of paper bags.
That's what I want. Hey, Shane, that's what I wanted to say. That's what she said.
Yeah. That's what she does.
Shane is a butterface, but it's gonna be that joke doesn't work with guys. It's for girls.
To be honest, I feel like it's a compliment. I appreciate that.
There you go.
I don't think I look that bad, but if like my body is drastically better, then fantastic. I've been working hard.
Oh, good grief. Justin, Robert, you have mentioned before not liking huperzine in pre-workouts. What's your opinion on choline boosters in pre-workouts? So these are going to be things: choline bitartrate, choline citrate, alpha GPC, CDP choline. Am I missing one? DMAE, dimethylaminoethanol, not DMAA, but DMAE.
Also Dianol is another name for that.
Yeah, exactly. Dianol, good say, Shane. My opinion on them: if you're somebody that has a low choline diet, I think they could be beneficial. Acetylcholine and choline in and of itself really isn't the limiting factor in exercise performance. They've done a couple of studies, and even in endurance athletes, which are going to be doing far more muscle contractions than the average individual was in like a 45 to 60 minute or even 75-minute resistance training session, acetylcholine or choline in and of itself, I don't believe would be the limiting factor or be the cause for your decline in exercise performance. Yes, acetylcholine is involved with the mind-muscle connection. It's involved with muscular contractions because it's released from the neuromuscular junction. So it's the thing it's the neurotransmitter that's released from the brain to the synapse. It says there, and it forces your muscle to contract. Unless you're somebody that has a very low choline diet, you're not eating eggs, beef liver, all this other stuff, I don't really think you're going to be at a loss, or that's going to be the limiting factor in your actual ability to contract your muscles and perform at a high level. Could it help with focus? Yes. There are some studies, very small short-term studies on alpha GPC enhancing vertical jump power output and growth hormone levels. These little spikes in growth hormone are very small. They're very transient, which means they last for a very short time. To get any kind of appreciable benefit in growth hormone, in my opinion, you would need it to be sustained for a very long period of time. We're talking like hours and hours consecutively here. I like alpha GPC. I like CDP choline more. I like it more for the productivity gain. So either working, general cognitive health, gaming, you want to do it for something like that. For actual exercise, if I'm having to choose between dopamine precursors or acetylcholine stuff, I'm probably going to lean more into tyrosine. I just think that it lends itself more to exercise performance, motivation, drive, motor control. And that is probably more because tyrosine and phenylalanine compete with serotonin for uptake into the brain. So you're going to want to start supplementing with that, because when dopamine levels decline, serotonin levels stay high, and that's where central fatigue starts to set in, and that's going to start to torpedo your performance quicker, I think, than declining acetylcholine concentrations in the body will. I don't have anything against it, but push comes to shove, I'm going to go tyrosine or L-Dopa or something like that versus alpha GPC or CDP choline. So, thoughts, gentlemen?
Shane?
That's what I was probably going to say. I felt maybe probably would have used slightly larger words, but you know, we all have our own vocabulary.
I don't even know what to say. I love Shane's way of summing everything up. It's just
I mean, you did it. You did it. That's like I literally was writing it down as you were saying it out loud. I was like, oh well, fuck this. What do you need me for?
Oh yeah, but I think they could both be beneficial. My preference is just for tyrosine. Choline boosters are fine.
Exactly.
Choline is an essential brain nutrient, so you need to get it some way. If your pre-workout is the only form of choline you're getting in your diet, we might need to have some talks about your diet in the first place. But you know, a little extra on top, I'm perfectly fine with it. You want 600 milligrams of alpha GPC, you want 300 or 500 of CDP choline or 250, man, go for it. Orange brainwash is fantastic. I took a scoop of that yesterday for my afternoon work session, and that same flavor, the sour green apple or apple rush, whatever they call it.
Yeah, it's so damn good.
Yeah.
Always works like a charm. I got my top this week, another one. So yeah.
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's a really good price for it. It's got a gram of tyrosine, 2 grams of acetyl L-carnitine, which I'm a huge fan of that ingredient, 200 micrograms of glucosine, 600 of alpha GPC. I think it's got 100 of acetylserine, caffeine, 150 theanine, and 50 of theobromine. Is that it?
200 theanine, 100 caffeine. Lion's mane, 500 milligrams, theobromine, 50 milligrams.
Yeah.
Serenade, which is like phosphatidylserine, 100 milligrams. Bacopa leaf extract, 150.
Of that. Yeah. That's just it's a great product. I mean, it's a great, all around nootropic for everything like that. That's one that I always have a tub of that on my shelf, and I don't work with controlled labs. They don't send me any product. That's just something I go out and buy.
I also don't get anything for free from them, but when I have a chance to grab it, it wasn't a decent price, so I decided to give it a go. Especially when it's like I'm using it for like maybe 3-4 years now or something. So
it's been on for a while now. I'm glad it's hung around, because a lot of the times when sports nutrition brands get into the nootropic space, it's here for a little bit and then it's gone. Controlled orange brainwash is one of the few that has stuck around. I'm glad Cognisurge from Jack Factory is still around. That is, at least it was last time I checked. I haven't seen it on Amazon in a while. Let's see. Shane, have you used either of those, Cognisurge or brainwash?
Oh, maybe I used brainwash, but it was a long time ago. But I do love green magnitude from the creatines from Controlled.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Orange Triad. I really like their daily essential stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I was looking on Amazon because they just had Prime Day here in the States. I don't know if that was a worldwide thing or if Amazon is that does that. But Controlled Labs had some good deals on their stuff, but they didn't have a pre-workout on their Amazon store.
Was it White?
Yeah, it used to be White Flood or White Rush or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was White Warped.
White Warped. Here it is. Now I see it. There we go. White Warped.
I think that's the latest one.
Yeah. 3
Never
grams
found
citrulline.
never found their pre-workouts to be like supremely amazing. Despite how good their other stuff is, I've never found their pre's to be like kind of mind blowing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first ever real pre-workout I ever used was White Flood V2. I really like that. I like the pineapple flavor on it and everything. Or maybe it was electric lemonade flavor I had. Either way, I like that pre-workout a lot.
It was the first pre-workout you ever tried?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm serious. That was the first one I ever tried. This is back in 2014.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was late to. I missed the original Jack 3D DMAA, the original Man Sports Game Day. All the ones that blew your face off and everything.
It's okay. You were being romantic in college with Sandy, so time flies, and
in between the 16 breakups and all of that stuff,
Yeah. You didn't have time to go to the store and grab Jack. I mean, you were crying at eating ice cream.
We did a wine tasting with our neighbors on Thursday. We went with them.
Is this the ancient couple again?
No, that's the one. They live up the street. This is our actual next door neighbors, the ones whose birthday party for their son.
You discriminate all people, man.
Yeah, you ageist. Shane is an ageist. It's fine. No, these are only.
I apologize to the 80-year-olds that listen to this.
It's funny. It's funny how he said it's ancient.
Yeah, there you go.
Fucking mummies.
It's worse that you knew who I was talking about when I said ancient.
The couple right next door to us they've got 3 kids. Their kids are 8, 6, and 3. So our halfling slides right in the middle of all of them. But they are members at a couple of the different wineries or vineyards out in the area we live in. So they said, hey, they work from home. They said, we got some free time on Thursday. You obviously got free time on Thursday. Let's go. And so we hit it up a couple. We're sitting down with the owner of the vineyard, and he's walking us through the 5 or 6 different wines that they offer there. And somehow we got to start talking. And all of a sudden, I don't remember how this even comes. Like Sandy goes, yeah, we broke up 7 times in in college. And both Matt and Jen, the next door neighbors, and the wine guy just kind of look at us saying, what? Like, how did we even, I don't even remember how we got onto the subject of that, but I think the owner said him and his wife had broken up once and then got back together and then they got married. Our next door neighbors never broke up and they got married, but it was interesting how they just blurred out and then everything just kind of, how the record like slides off the track and goes to, if you were there and watching us as a TV show, that's what it would have been. So, yeah.
Fucking chumps is what they are. One breakup. What are they doing?
Yeah, no,
obviously,
amateur, man.
Yeah, man.
He
got to try Jack.
He probably did. Back on track after that horrendous segue or tangent, whatever you want to call it. White wort is what it is now. Citrulline, tyrosine, taurine, agmatine, caffeine, dicaffeine malate. So you're getting 325 per full serving of this in caffeine, 100 of Spectra, and 100 of huperzine. It's decent enough. I mean, your citrulline is right there on the cusp. Maybe I'd bump that up to 4. But overall, I mean, you got the Spectra in there for the nitric oxide support. You got agmatine in there. So
I wouldn't say it's bad. Yeah, but at the same time, it's a decent pre-workout.
Yeah.
I never got this with controlled labs. They do those really good products that we know them for, but then in the pre, you just never really. Like, I see what they're trying to do, but it just doesn't. I don't know. I've always expected a little more, especially in this category.
Agreed. And it seems none of their pre-workouts really have any staying power because they've gone through so many. Like, they had White Flood, then White Flood V2, then they had White Rapids, and then White.
No, you're coming back.
Yeah. I mean, they've had so many iterations.
They were probably one of the first companies they introduced, like glycerol.
Yeah, Glycer Grow.
Yeah, with the glycer grow. Yeah, that was something.
They've been around for a while.
You couldn't mix this shit with water. You had to put it straight to the mouth.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the different things that they've done. This is the White Flood that I tried. I never tried White Flash. White Rapids, I still have a tub of that in my freezer.
I think I'm more impressed of is their branding.
Yeah.
That has some staying power. I mean, I know they changed from that original like whatever that bubble stuff was in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that font that they switched to, like that. I mean, it just.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's still very like old, like still very dated.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Yeah.
I like it.
Comparing to a product that are like launching right now, and the marketing and so on, and how heavily some brands are like putting emphasis into the marketing and so on. I saw, by the way, on the on Stacked Expo, you had like a brand that is like focusing on doing the products and marketing for other brands. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, he's a graphic designer.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I saw their examples of their products, and I was like blown away because like comparing it to like this, for example, the Contra Labs, that's like a night and day, right? So it just shows how the industry is evolving, and right now the emphasis on not only on the ingredients profiles and so on, but also like heavily on how the products look.
I did.
Was it blocked? I didn't think so.
Not blocked, no.
Boom.
There you go. All right.
I've been putting that bad boy to use during the expo.
Sure you have. All right. Are we all caught up? No. There you go. Alex, I just finished Palm Beach Pump from Retro Muscle. Over the top impressed. Love the combination of Self-Flow 6 and Red Knight. What the hell is Red Knight?
That's a nitrate. I believe is it beetroot?
I haven't gotten sued
yet. He's talking about a UK company.
Okay.
Retro Muscle.
Is it beetroot or arugula? I thought it was beetroot.
Red Knight. I wonder if that's like the Nitro Rocket from
There's a few out there. There's Red Knight, Nitro Rocket, Oxystorm's another one.
Yeah.
Nitro Rocket, I believe, is arugula.
Red Knight. All right, who is making this? Innovate BioLife. Okay. This doesn't help me. Natural nitrate, betalanes, and polyphenols. Performance during resistance. Red Knight is a beetroot extract standardized to 1.5% to 2.5% natural nitrates. I still don't think that's enough nitrate. I mean, that's the beetroot extract. That is the exact same. That 1 to 2% natural nitrates. That's the exact same standardization as you're getting in regular beetroot powder. If you put 500 milligrams of that in there, so you're gonna need, a shit ton of grams of it, grams upon grams. But yeah. So, have y'all tried any supplements with this in it?
I think I have. I'm trying to remember what. No, I think HR Labs used it way back, but not anymore. There are a few out there. Obviously, none that I know of in the US for good reason.
Yeah. Well, not the standardized one, because Nitro Rocket is from, who does Nitro Rocket?
The Creative Compounds.
I think so.
I think it's Creative Compounds.
Yeah. And see, that's another one that just, it never seemed like it took off. There's one or two brands that I've seen that have used it, but.
Well, I mean, the catch is if you put nitrates with an amino in the US, you're
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe some did. maybe
Oh,
they.
man, I thought Condemned Labs had put it into one of their pump caps a couple years back. But as long as you're not binding it to another amino, you're fine to do it in that way.
As far as I know, it's not binding.
Yeah.
Its binding is obviously a part of it from my understanding at least.
Right.
It's if you're using an amino and a nitrate source within the one, not just binding the two.
Oh, so you're saying if I have citrulline in a product and then I put Nitro Rocket in it, that is an infraction?
From my understanding, yes, yeah.
Oh,
that was one of my original questions that I had answered. I was like, oh, because I thought it had to be a.
Yeah, like if obviously I put sodium nitrate in there, I'm putting arginine nitrate, and I'm not using the Thermolife, the license free tea, then obviously, yeah, that's trademark infringement or patent infringement, whatever you want to call it, or whatever the appropriate term is. But I thought, I mean, if I've just got 3 grams of citrulline in there with 1,000 milligrams of Nitro Rocket or red spinach extract, is that really?
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, it does, and I've seen a few people that, like I said, that was one of my questions, and I was told it does. And it's obviously not just citrulline; it's any amino, so beta-alanine included.
I wonder, is it the fact that you can't put the ingredient, or you can't say it has nitrates in it? So if you just say it contains.
As far as I know, you can use like a nitrate source by itself.
Yeah.
And make no sports type performance claims, and you should be because there's a few brands out there that have done that and just had beats by itself.
Yeah.
And you can, what was the other one? And I've seen a few brands that use it in health products, which is fine because that's for a different benefit than nitrates covered for, from my understanding. So it's not for sports performance and pumps and all that stuff. It's for health and different things. So it's outside of your general sports.
Gotcha. Going back to the original question, I mean, this is a really very solid pre-workout. For a non-stem pump pre-workout, this is pretty awesome. I might get rid of the arginine and up the Cellflow 6, but you're certainly not hurting anything by putting those 2 grams of L-arginine in there. And there's that 1 or 2 studies. Go ahead.
I saw someone else using a big dose of arginine recently. I don't know. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 studies from Kyo Oaxaco that show that 1.2 grams of citrulline and arginine is better than just citrulline by itself, I think. Those are very limited studies, and I think the evidence is stronger in favor of just citrulline over the combination. But it's something new to try.
I personally would like to see agmatine.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they can use that because this is UK.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was the nutrition store. They put it in.
I didn't understand that at all.
At 3 Gs.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, there is that 1 study showing, or 2 studies, that the combination of citrulline and arginine is effective.
I just haven't seen arginine for a while in a pre.
Yeah.
Except from those from boys out in Eastern Europe, those guys love arginine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what it is with you dudes.
AAKG. They still think they still think it's like a gold mine or something.
To your credit, they dose it pretty damn high sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the dosages are like pretty high,
Like five,
around
6.
5-6 grams. Yeah, you're taking like 15 tablets at one time. Hey, by the way, speaking of UK brands, I got this product this week, so I just wanted to shout it out. You heard probably, Shane. Adapt Nutrition pre-train.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I landed today. Sorry, this week, and I got it in iced raspberry, which is pretty
Pre-train.
nice flavor.
Pre-train X, I believe it is, right?
Yeah, that's the newest version. Because before that they had this normal version, and now there's like the pre-train. I already trained it once. I already trained once on it, and of course, you know me, I had to take 2 scoops. Really good. It's really good, and the funniest part is that the ingredient profile is not very big. It's minimalistic. You can put it up, Robert, so we can check it out together. But there's also not a high dose of caffeine or anything like that. But they're like using Aerogenesis and Cagelia. There's also a canna extract in it, so that's why you probably have this like smooth, clean energy. And you know, so far so good. Like I said, yeah, that's the 2 scoops. Yeah.
4,500 L-citrulline, 3,200 beta-alanine, 1,000 each of taurine and tyrosine, 300 milligrams of Cagelia africana, which could have some DMHA-esque alkaloids in it. That's a whopping dose of canna.
Yeah.
Juniper berry, which I don't like. That's a play out of the Redcon book where you put the juniper berry in there. I don't think it. Nobody I've talked to, including Drew, Joey, any other person in the industry, knows why in the hell juniper berry's in there. They can't identify what compound.
You know the first company that I remember doing juniper berry?
Who?
Insane Labs and the Cheek.
Clowns.
Yeah.
They were using it, and then when Redcon 1 reformulated from the DMHA version, that popped in.
Do you think that they wanted to mask something instead of like using the name of the other ingredient? They wanted to use the name of this one, and that's why they go out.
It's a good thought.
They went juniper berry.
To be fair, I actually think that it's exactly what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Because no one knows why they put it in there. Yeah. But the name amberberry and juniper has you thinking or feeling like it's going to be pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like any regular consumer might think the same. So I mean, and like I said, I've never had it by itself, so I don't know truly what it's like. But I guess it's kind of like how you say sometimes when you have to put beta-alanine on the label, just to make it feel like a pre-workout, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if that's part of it. I don't know if it like makes a huge difference. But when you have those exotic things on the label, sometimes it like spices it up, makes it feel a little more intense and stuff like that. Okay, I've never had it by itself, but I don't think they tried to mask anything at all. I think that they probably just put it on there because there's a lot more. Yeah. There's a lot more to gain to put it on and have something cool on the label than it is to potentially get in shit.
Yeah,
of course. But
so you used it once, Lukasz, or twice, or did you? It just landed.
Yeah, I tried this once on my push day session, and I was like wired throughout my entire workout, and it was very clean, very smooth energy. I didn't have like any tingles, anything like that, because I'm taking beta-alanine on a daily basis. So my saturation is already on point, is very high. So I don't feel much when I'm taking like beta alanine, but I gain like a good amount of like I don't feel any exhaustion when I'm training. So I know that the beta alanine is already kicking in. So yeah, but the owner Adam Dickinson is like a great friend of mine, and when he released the formula, he messaged me and said, "Did you want to try it out?" So I was like, "Yeah, man, of course I want to." So he sent it up to my way. So I waited for like 1 week or something, and yeah, it landed this week.
Does it have
So
any
much-
of those DMHA feelings to it, like that intense euphoria, like you'd expect with DMHA, or not so
You
much?
definitely feel the highness. That's
Okay.
what I would say. You feel this good mood, and as far as like focus, yeah, it's a combination of like good feeling with the focus. You don't feel like overwhelmed, and you also don't feel in this like tunnel vision, I would say, that you want to like smash shit just like Hulk. You basically feeling good, you feel happy, and you just when you're doing your shot, you're 100% into it. So yeah, good one. That's a good one. Definitely good one.
Sridhar, Simon, please take pictures of the Polish roads and share with us. Sridhar, Shane, how is the Stacked Expo going?
We're good, man. If you've seen it, the brands did some pretty nice work this week. I was really impressed with Cellucor. Like to get a company like Cellucor to do that, like that's. I mean, I feel like that was more of an honor than anything. They unveiled a new look. They unveiled 2 new products that are going to Walmart, Super Sports. They unveiled their collab that's not launching until November with the Wounded Warrior Project. I mean, I was just surprised that they went that deep. Like, usually you wouldn't even see them announce that stuff in 1 week. They did it all at the expo, which I thought was, yeah.
I also don't want to be biased, but I also think that a great job did dedicated nutrition.
Dedicated, yeah.
I don't, and also I don't want to like should this say that because we are like the exclusive distributor here in Europe of dedicated nutrition, but at the same time what they did with the releases. So they are coming with the new formulation of Epic, which is their like muscle builder. And this year they're releasing the legendary Unstoppable,
yeah,
which are all we are all super excited about.
This is the 4th version.
Yeah, and honestly, I saw the formula of it already, but I know that there will be some tweaks and some changes. It's basically due to the fact that with the ingredients and so on, there's like slight delays with everything. That's why the formula got because I know that the brand was planning to release the Unstoppable on Stack 3D Expo. That was the goal. Yes, that was the goal. So the goal was to release Unstoppable on the Stack 3D Expo, but I talked with Dedicated and they said that sorry, we're not gonna make it due to the the shortage of the ingredients and delays. Yeah. So they couldn't make it. So that's why they did this sweet giveaway with the backpack, which is fucking awesome.
I think Performax was similar. They wanted to launch that flavor that they did at the expo, but I think they only just managed to squeeze it in on Thursday. So that was pretty cool. There were a few launches there too, so it was, like I said, it's pretty cool that people shared this stuff here, which was kind of the goal with this, is that people present the latest shit at the event, and people did.
Did you notice like a big traffic as far as like, purchasing products and so on? Do you have like a view to sales and so on, or
No,
you
we
just
can't. Like some of them, they link through to. I mean, all the purchases link through to other stores and sites, so I can't follow after that. I can only see
But you-
people visiting and sort of see how they react and what they do and stuff.
Yeah, but you're notified, right? When someone is using the code like Stacked Pro or
I'm not.
other
They
code.
are.
Oh,
None of the
okay,
stuff,
they are.
none of the codes that we have, like I ask for commission.
Yeah, of course. I'm aware of that. That you're not
I
getting
think it's
anything
just.
from it.
I think they just do it just to again to know where it's from and stuff. Like when they do a 4th of July sale, they'll be like, make the code 4th of July. That way we know that they've come for the 4th of July promo. I mean, yeah, I can't track too much outside of that. Like I get it, people coming in, but I think that it's a mix because some like Cellucor wasn't selling anything. They had a deal, but the big presentation was the unveiling of things, and so our site's become a bit of a retailer, distributor, industry hub, and those people don't necessarily always purchase, and so it's one of those things where you could see that people were sharing it everywhere and stuff like that. So it was particularly like LinkedIn. So it was pretty cool to yeah, you could see that, but I can't see on the back end. People have asked us, can you share this and we'll give you a coupon code? And I mean, because our audience is what it is, like maybe half industry, half consumer, I'm not gonna expect like a $50 commission check from. It's a lot of people to collect commission from. It might add up, but it's the goal for me is to. Because I mean, the minute I've always found that the minute you put a kind of a commission in there, it gets a bit iffy. Like even the collab we did, the Performax, we don't get anything from it. It's I just want to do it for fun.
So you
And
haven't
like,
sold
yeah,
out, is what you're telling us? You haven't completely
is
sold
it
out?
sold? Oh no, never.
No. Okay, good. Still maintaining your integrity.
Has the product sold out? Just click it, see if it's still there.
No, I'm saying have you as a brand sold out? Meaning you
No,
you said
click
whatever.
it.
I'm just gonna start putting my Stack 3D logo on every brand now. That kicks me some money.
No, see, Aaron presented this previously, and I was like, hell yeah! And then we didn't even discuss anything. Like I just said, let's do like a blackberry flavor.
Yeah.
And a few weeks ago, but before the expo, he's like, hey man, do you want to still do this? And I was like, he's like, let's do it for the expo. I was like, dude, that's in 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And he did it anyway.
There you go.
That's sweet.
Is it sold out? Click on it. I want to see it.
By the way, just wanted to ask you one more thing. I know it's too early to do any summation on anything like that, but comparing it to years back, do you think that this year was the one of the best or even the best year as far as like your expo and how everything turned out?
I think this is the best expo so far, purely because of I mean, the traffic's killer as usual. Like I said, when you do things like what's at the event, we put these presentations together. You're bound to get like a big flow of industry and real deep supplement fans. But it's edging more towards what I wanted it to be, right? Like it's people are bringing announcements for this. So when you know that the Stacked Expo is going on, you can go and you can expect to see some shit you haven't seen before. And I think that Cellucor dedicated, there were some other ones, obviously Performax released their one. I think EHP announcing their new Bliss Protein RTD was huge. Obvi announcing their Collagen Protein RTD and their Collagen Coffee. These are not small things in my eyes. For someone to put together an announcement and present it at Stacked in this way, we haven't had a year where that many people have done as much as this. And I think it should encourage, hopefully it'll encourage companies to kind of save things or plan things or position things around it each year. It would help if I put it on the same date each year, or I fucking planned ahead, but you know, I think it's encouraging people to do like what we wanted. Like back when the Olympia in like 2012 or 13, I liked going there and looking around, seeing some of the cool shit, and people who weren't going or who didn't exhibit still launched stuff that week because they were like, this is the week everyone launches shit. That's what I kind of want the expo to be that week, because I feel like the Olympia was reliant on the expo doing well itself. And I guess since people stopped launching things at the Olympia, like that week of innovation kind of faded and you don't see it as much. And so with the expo being able to be digital and kind of alive as much as the website is, you can, I guess, launch something there and join brands, and that being one of the key factors. We had fans reach out on Instagram and they were saying, some brands didn't launch some things or reveal things at the event. I had a few people mention that, and I thought that was kind of cool that there were people going just for that, to kind of be informed, and stuff like that. So this year is definitely the biggest in terms of the amount of announcements that we've had, and big reveals. So, and it's, I think in terms of that, that's just cool as shit.
Cool.
There you go. This is something I just noticed when I was going through the C4 stuff. They've tweaked the supplement facts on the original C4. They didn't cover that. You go to Amazon, 1.6 beta-alanine, a gram of creatine nitrate, a gram of arginine, and then they have N-acetyl L-tyrosine still in the explosive energy blend. The new one got rid of the arginine AKG, which is a win. Now they've added a gram of citrulline malate. I don't know how much active. I mean, you're getting 500 milligrams of citrulline there, and they've taken out the tyrosine. They still got the velvet bean in there, but I mean, this seems like a pretty big downgrade to me.
So they reformulated the original. Is that what it is?
Yeah, because here's the original on there. So the big changes are they've swapped arginine for citrulline malate, and they've removed the N-acetyl L-tyrosine. Yeah. So they remove any of the vitamins or minerals. Vitamin C, niacin, B6. They removed the folic acid too, which kind of sucks because that helps dopamine production.
Honestly, it was the hardest thing this week because I had to share all of the news, but I didn't want to put it all on one day because I didn't want to seem biased.
Oh yeah.
And then I had to, so I think I did the branding on Monday, the energy drink on Tuesday, Super Sport on Wednesday, Super Sport Ripped on Friday. I was like, I should have said I don't want to drop it all on one day because it's just going to seem strange.
Yeah.
But man, they put a lot in there.
Yeah. That also speaks to the growth of your site too. That you've got one of the biggest damn brands in the whole supplement industry doing this mega of a release through your network.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I thought it was cool.
You got something going on. So that's pretty amazing in and of itself.
Yeah, I mean it's all it is. I mean the event is made up of the brands basically. We're just trying to ram it up everyone's faces the week that it's live.
There you go.
Yeah, but it also shows that people not only respect you as a person, but also they respect the site. I also think that due to the exposure of your site and what type of platform you're presenting them and offering them, that's why they are like, yeah, let's jump on the expo.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's a heavy, very heavy industry these days. I think I've noticed. After going to Vita Foods and you start learning about these people that aren't interested in buying but are interested in knowing what's happening it's an important audience, but it's a different audience to what you would. I've always just been like, let's put the latest flavor of Bang out there. Everyone loves it. This is a cool snack. But those people are different. It's not something like you can't reach them on TikTok. You can't reach them on Snapchat. They're a huge audience that's it's reached in different ways. And so we're working to blend that together. And I think the expo is one of those key things. It's cool for fans of supplements and industry people.
Read. Brooke. Hey, Brooke. We haven't heard from you in a while. Popping in to say hello. Hi. Sridhar. Shane, what does the black ice flavor taste like?
Blackberry lemonade. Oh, there's actually a story behind this. I'll tell you later. But it's blackberry lemonade.
Oh, so we can't. This is not a story for the public, or not for public release as of yet.
No.
Okay, well, I gotta hear this.
I might even save it until we see the supply side.
That'll work. Sridhar, Lukasz just gave all the reasons for everyone to subscribe to Stacked Notifications. There you go. And Brooke is always lurking. Oh,
Sridhar, if you are following me on my Facebook, you know I always share Shane stuff. By the way, funny thing is that today I've got a notification from Facebook. Like 4 years ago, you shared a post, and the post was about Stack 3D podcast. It was probably one of the first Shane's episodes. So
yeah, man, I don't even know how far back the podcast goes. I remember doing it and not even telling anyone.
That's the funniest part about Facebook, because it notifies you about the post that you did like back in the days and so on.
Yeah.
And yesterday I received a notification about the post on FIBO, how it was. Man. Yeah. And I was probably started to cry. And today I got a notification about the Stacked podcast. I was like, yeah, great old memories.
There you go. I have a question. So, Obvi was the lifestyle brand of the year last year, correct, Shane?
I mean, one of the brands of the year. I just say one of the brands of the year.
Right, and so they had a couple of big releases this week on the expo. And overall, I've tried their collagen. The flavors on their collagen are good. They've done some interesting things. I'm really lost at this. Like, I almost find like this kind of product is insulting to the consumer. You're selling them 1.6 grams of collagen plus 50 milligrams of hyaluronic acid, and it's 5 types of collagen in there. But like the minimum effective dose of eggshell membrane is 500 milligrams. Bovine collagen, I think the smallest I've ever seen is 2.5, and even that's stretching it. It's usually more on the lines of like 10 to 20. I don't, and they're selling this through Amazon, and they're gonna play the SEO game on Amazon and get all of that. I don't understand this product when they've got so many other ones that are actually decent.
Call it as it is.
Man, it's a cash grab. I find this very insulting to the consumers.
It's not only a cash grab, but it's also a bullshit product. That's what you say.
Yeah, I don't get it. Did they give you any insight into what in the world this is supposed to be about?
To be honest, as far as I remember, they previewed it, and then I only saw the launch because usually I stay up to date with the launch on their site. This was, as you said, launched on Amazon. I don't know if it's Amazon exclusive, like for good, or if it's Amazon exclusive for now. This will be the first time I've seen them launch a product on Amazon first. Usually it's through their site.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, the approach is to provide the variety of collagen. To be honest, I originally thought that based on the name, I thought it was a collagen with multivitamins.
Yeah, I did too.
If you read our original post, I said, "Oh, this sounds like a multivitamin with a bit of collagen," and I thought that's because obviously you've got the main collagen, which is like a fat 10 gram or 11
Yeah, you get
of
10 grams of collagen here, plus some vitamins and minerals, which like this is
and
a
that's
decent
type
collagen
1.
supplement.
Yeah, it's type 1, type 3, is it? And so I thought the multi was going to be like a multivitamin with type 2, 245, but so I'm assuming that this, from my understanding, seeing the formula, the goal is to combine this with their other one. I would have preferred to see the collagen like not in there, the bovine one out,
Right.
and then you kept the 1.6. Is it 1.6?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would have made a little more sense, and since made it a little more stackable, I guess, because you already get the key one. But from my understanding, that's the goal, is to have a product that provides the variety of collagens. But
Yeah. I mean, even then, you still need a much bigger dose of fish collagen, bone broth collagen, and the HL membrane is 500 milligrams from what I've seen, at least for the joint benefits. Hyaluronic acid is usually around 200 milligrams.
it's capsules, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was the other one that got me. I thought.
This doesn't make sense to me at all. And I'm sure, like they obviously know what they're doing from a branding perspective, and they're making a good profit, I'm sure, with their brand, given the number of releases and the growth of the company. For a successful company, I don't like to see them release this kind of crap. I really don't.
Maybe they'll take the criticism on board. To be honest, they're pretty good with that kind of stuff as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've had Ranak on the podcast before when they first getting underway. I don't get this. I really don't.
I don't get this formula, and I don't also get their collagen that's supposed to burn fat, which is their like fat burner.
Collagenic burn, I think it is.
Yeah,
something like that. I don't understand. I understand. That there is the space in our industry as far as collagen, and I think that it has its use. And when you're taking it with good amount, you definitely can see improvements not only in your skin health, tissue, joints, and so on. But when you try to reinvent the wheel and go with stuff like this, such as stacking collagen with the fat burning ingredients, and telling people it's gonna burn fat, fuck man, that just pisses me off, because me, I'm passionate about this industry, and I also want to have and I love when brands are making products that help people. But this is just, as Robert said, this is just like a cash grab. It's like they released few good products, they released collagen, and now they're flying on basically on their opinion. So they gained a positive feedback on first releases, and now what they're trying to do is just to gain more money, basically on these first releases. So
yeah. There's this is another example of just massively underdosing something. The fiber stuff, the studies on the baobab fiber, we're talking 3, 5, 10 grams of this stuff, up to I think 20 grams. One of the studies used per day. 10 milligrams is going to do fuck all of nothing for you.
Yeah.
There's nothing thermogenic really about this powder to burn fat. Coarse folic acid's got some nutrient partitioning stuff. Spermidine, 5 milligrams of the. I don't think that's enough to do anything else either at that dosage. So,
do you guys remember when BSN released their protein that's supposed to burn fat? I think I think it was I think it was called Synthesix Burn or something like that. And they were also
was it Isoburn?
yeah, oh yeah, Isoburn. They were like claiming in their marketing stuff that, you know, take this protein and it's gonna burn fat out of your fucking ass. Wow.
Yeah.
That was such a bullshit, you know, and you know, this is exactly the same thing, you know.
Yeah, I think some of the stuff they're doing is cool. The protein bars, I haven't tried the protein bars. I've heard they're really good tasting.
They should definitely stick with this product. Super collagen protein, yeah, awesome. Bars, also great. And I also understand. And one last thing, Shane, and I will shut my ass up. I think that, you know, as far as like their what they're like trying to do, and their you know, because they're offering products not only to like, you know, heavy lifters and so on, as you can see from the pictures, they're like, you know, going for the
they're targeting women.
Exactly, they're going up for women, you know, not for like, you know, their branding is completely like candy-ish, so
yeah.
You can't expect.
They're all going for all the buzzwords that are going to pull in the insecure female client that thinks by taking this they'll rejuvenate themselves, because you're going for the raspberry ketones, the Dr. Oz special here of raspberry ketones and Garcinia, and CLA powder, which all of these are woefully underdosed based on their dose, and even CLA really doesn't do anything for you to begin with. So this product, like the entire Collagenic bar and lines, I know what they're trying to do with going for this and the market they're trying to serve. If you want to tackle that market, put out a quality product that is actually worth the consumer's money. Don't just sell them shit. So
do you remember old Spartan Nutrition?
Oh yeah.
The branding, the pro hormones.
Yup. Yeah, man, I knew Mo from Sparta. Yeah.
So Ronak worked with them.
Yeah, he was their marketing guy.
So that's my point. Before Ronak started working with them, Sparta was like blowing. They had such a great brand. They had this old school vibe, the warrior type hardcore stuff. And once Ronak jumped on board, everything went wrong, I would say, because they turned the brand. They turned the brand to like this candy-ish Sparta, and they wanted to do something similar to Ghost, and I don't think they managed to do it. Same thing was with Olympus Labs. So
as far as I know, I could be wrong here, but that Ronak wasn't entirely responsible for branding at there. He was like I don't know his exact role, but he was very much like the web guy.
It was more like SEO and website optimization.
Yeah.
I don't think he wasn't the one spearheading the rebranding effort. I mean, that would be like the owner's decision to do that.
I actually think he might have come after that. I could be wrong there, but I don't remember him. He might have been. I don't remember him coming in when the branding came in. He was either there heavily before or after. But I remember the guys pitching me the branding and explaining it to me, and kind of what they were trying to achieve. I think the goal was much like to make it mainstream, basically.
Yeah.
Was to, because obviously that's the thing with like Robert's in a similar position. He's very hardcore, but there's a roof on that. There's like the limit on a hardcore brand doing well is significantly lower than, like, let's just say, obvious example, them targeting mainstream like everyday mums and females, lifestyle people like Ghost. That ceiling is significantly higher than just hardcore bodybuilders. Because I think, from my understanding, Sparta was trying to make that move, just because, I don't know why, but I'm assuming the obvious reason was that they wanted to reach more people. You can put more products in more hands if you can be more appealing to more people. So, it's spreading the word, I guess, and that's just what they tried to do. And to their credit, they did a very good job. That brand hit a lot of people. I don't know what kind of happened behind the scenes, but I mean, obviously they're not here now. But
Yeah.
I know Sparta was. It's just one of those things. They were very hardcore, very intense, very reputable with Kraken, and then it all kind of changed a bit.
Yeah, I missed Jet Sparta from back in the days.
I still have a tub of the DMHA Sparta Kraken pre-workout in my pantry. It's probably congealed by now, but maybe it's not.
Unfortunately, the amount of people that branding appeals to is significantly lower than
style stuff.
We're an exclusive club, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Nicky always makes fun of me because of the people who use the old English lettering, like on the bodybuilding clothes and the.
Oh yeah.
She's just like, Jesus Christ, get out of the 80s. And I was like, that's fucking badass. You eat shit. Okay.
The 80s. That's when all of us were born.
Like, they don't put any kind of effect on it. It's just old English lettering. Hardcore.
Mummification and ancient language.
There you go. Trainer Red, 1323. Just saw Robbie at the TNS event. Missed the chance to say hello. First name is Ben, by the way. Hello, Ben. Thanks for chiming in. You got a comment, question, query, quipper, smart Alice remark for our panel of industry insiders and thought leaders, experts, innovators. Pitch it Shane's way, because me and Lucas are just here for the looks.
You forgot about chubby little bastards.
It's in development, Brooke. It's in the process. I need to talk to my boy, and but if not, you can check out Universal Soldier from Apollon in the meantime until the other one is released. That's all I can say right now, at least publicly.
Interesting.
I've been wanting to try Turk, so I decided I'm going to order Chemix Natabolic. I ordered 2 of the product. The website describes the new one V2. They sent me V1 without Turk. I would get in contact with Chemix and say...
Yeah, to be honest, I probably wouldn't mind switching.
Yeah. I wouldn't much from Turkesterone anyway, so that's
honestly, I wouldn't switch because the version 1 has army stain in it. So
there you go. It's got a pharmaceutical grade.
Have fun, brother.
Aromatase inhibitor in it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Shane, you're in Cyprus right now?
I'm in Greece.
Greece. Okay.
Back to the putting my shit toilet paper in the fucking rubbish bin again.
How long are you there?
9 days.
Okay. Are you meeting other brands while you're there, or are you just doing it to hang out and see the sights?
Okay. So I'm not in Greece. I'm in the Greek islands.
Okay.
So it's although to be honest, I found a whole bunch of brands since I've been here for like 2 days that I just did not know existed, and I looked them up, and they're like Greek brands.
Yeah.
Never heard of many of them.
Interesting.
And it's just crazy. One of them I went on, and they had 80,000 followers on Instagram.
Can you shout out some names?
One of them was called Ion, but I think they're, from what I've glimpsed at them, they're half and half. So they do protein snacks, but they also do candy bars with lower sugar. So I guess kind of like your Bombard style company. And they have a protein side and a regular side. Lab Nutrition was another one. Very difficult to find because the name was so generic. Fitspo was another one. There's a couple of these guys. They were very difficult to find just because names like Fitspo on Instagram was obviously taken. So there were a lot of pages with like just titties and ass that I had to get through to find them. Who else was on there? I found a company called Swiss Laboratory, and it's a range of colorful vitamin and mineral beverages. No caffeine, just straight vitamin and mineral.
Mhm.
And they have 3 flavors, and they have one for kids, and they have one for sport. All this shit never seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of stuff, and I don't think I've actually seen a single brand I recognize since I've been here.
You said Swiss Laboratory?
I think that's the name.
Does they also offer nootropics?
Let me. As far as I know, it's just the vitamin drinks.
Because I know a company with a similar maybe that's it's a different company but similar name, but also Swiss Laboratory or something like Swiss Lab or something like that.
No,
They're
they do just like the products are named like magnesium and then vitamins and then calcium. So from my understanding, it's like a functional brand that just does like focuses on a variety of vitamins, and each of them, I guess, have a higher dose of certain ones. But I thought the kids one was cool. The fact that the kids one was pretty sweet to see in beverage format. But no, I didn't like none of these guys I'd seen.
How did you find these brands? Did you like went to the store or you find them online?
That's the key thing. If I go to a supplement store, I know I'm going to find some rough shit sometimes. Like if you went to a store in America, you're probably not going to be getting a selection of or a reflection of the market, like who's doing well. So I always judge off supermarkets and airports, and yeah, that's where these guys are. So I mean, you don't get into an airport, especially Athens airport, from kicking rocks, and to see a Greek brand there was pretty cool. Because last time, if I remember, it would have been like Nutri-Amino would usually be more common, or Nutrient. Usually those guys are like all across Europe, but
yeah. You know, the funniest thing is that I was in Greece for like 2 weeks, and I never like had a chance to even when I was in Athens and so on, I never like saw any like sports like supplement store or anything like that, you know. So
I never really. I look for them sometimes, but seeing as I'm on one of the Greek islands and there's like 3 gyms, I highly doubt that I'm going to find a supplement store. Although I remember when I was in Rarotonga, which is like if you look at it on the map, it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. But we went to a gym there, and in behind at this gym, and it was like containers, 40-foot containers. It basically just stacked 8 of them, cut holes in all of them, and made this giant room. And that was where the gym stuff was, and so it wasn't exactly like a beautiful place to train. But in behind his reception area was like he had Chemics, he had Purist Labs, he had BSN. He had like 1 bottle of each of these things. And I just thought it was so cool that he was like stocking just this, like these brands. These weren't like Muscle Tech Optimum. These were like specialist things. And I couldn't find a supplement store there, and I was asking him about it, and he said that they have to order a container from New Zealand, and it takes a month to get there. And he has a store that he gets to put a few boxes in the container. That container's for the country, not just like him.
Yeah.
But it's I'm not going to find a supplement store here, but I do try and hunt them down sometimes.
Simon says, guys, why does some beta-alanine feel crazy strong and other same amount feels nothing? Is it a legitimate?
I had a question. I actually had this question with a company, and I don't know if if you're aware of this, Robert, or even if you might be able to provide some information on it. So I said to, who was I talking to? I was talking to the guys at Cellucor.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, I said, I got a question for you, because whenever I have Cellucor products specifically, and like, I guess maybe there are some other similarly large brands out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, why do I feel beta alanine more on C4s? Like when I have 3.2 from C4, I feel like it just feels like, I don't know, like he just said, like the tingles are more. Not that means that it's working more, but
Right. I've
felt it more. And obviously, quality of ingredients is important in this here.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that if everything's standard, or on the assumption that it's standard, that I've felt some products more than others. And so Cellucor, the guys that were telling me that they've actually gone through and tested multiple batches of the fillers that they use and the ingredients that they use to flavor, and taken some of them and tweaked. I can't remember how long they spent on it. They spent a very long time on trying to figure out which fillers were basically would get the best life and would also make sure you feel the effectiveness of the ingredients, like beta alanine and the tingles. He was saying that they removed some things that would that could impact. So if the fillers were needed, they would try and find a way that wouldn't necessarily interfere with some of the ingredients. And they spent a lot of time on that. And he was saying that a lot of it came from like stability as well.
Yeah.
And he had a whole story about it. He was telling me that that was something they specifically worked on for a very long time. I think back when they had some mild clumping.
Yeah.
And then they would just they just worked flat out on it, trying to figure out how to avoid to get just the best stability. And he was saying that the level of tingles and stuff like that, and effectiveness of certain ingredients, he felt that it's like an untapped area, that sometimes the fillers, if you just pack the shit out of it, could actually potentially affect that area. He didn't say by how much. He was just saying that that was something that they felt.
I mean, I think that makes sense. Like they've got certain things in there. I guess certain fillers are reducing the tingles of the beta alanine, where other ones are potentiating. It's like tingle-inducing pop. My understanding of the interactions with those ingredients at the cellular level is not up to that to me to be able to explain it or understand it in any way, shape, or form. That's a question for Joey over at Glaxon. It's since
but to Glaxon's credit,
progenitor, so
I get the same thing with them. The same thing with Glaxon. I actually feel their beta alanine more than. And to be honest, if you nailed it down and I was able to compare ingredient for ingredient, I'd probably feel some of their other ingredients slightly heightened as well. But Glaxon is another great example, which makes sense. You mentioned that Joey's there.
Yeah, it's right there. So that's a question for him next time I get him on the podcast, or if I pop down to the Houston area to go see them and hang out again. I need to get an answer on why in the world does that happen. Obviously, you're assuming. Like if certain beta alanines, you go in generic, they're going to have some other kind of fillers and stabilizers, and it might say beta alanine powder, but until you test the raws, I mean, it could be 85% beta alanine with 15% sawdust. It could be 50% beta alanine. So, that part of it, but I'm glad you brought up that other point too, because that is going to, certain things you add in there are going to make it hit a little bit harder, maybe it not hit as hard or something. I need to investigate and see what that is.
Actually, Cellucor also uses carnosine. So, and from my understanding, theirs is they go through a lot of quality checks on their side.
Correct, yeah. Sridhar, very true. I have noticed the same with beta alanine. Labels are just labels, as TJ always says.
Yeah, it's really. I can't remember why I asked him about it.
Brooke. Oh, I need to ask. When is Sandy coming back? Never. We broke up again. Time number 8. This time is permanent. No, I'm not living my best life without her advice. Oh, dear Lord. I feel sorry for your life then, Brooke. I mean, it's no. She has been this coming fall. She's starting her PhD classes for her math PhD. That's redundant. She's also going to be teaching a new class at her high school. She's doing SAT and ACT test prep, so the entrance exams for colleges. She's teaching that, so she's been doing background lessons and all of that for the past couple of weeks, which has kind of impaired our ability to have a weekly live Q&A. Maybe this coming week we can get one on the books. I had Devin asking about it as well. The times this summer, it has been a very busy summer, much more so than we typically thought or expected. I'll see if we can get one in this week, because she doesn't have any afternoon lessons this week. It's just 10 to 12 are her SAT and ACT prep classes for learning how to instruct them and prepare children properly for their college entrance exams. So
you should do like not a live one, but just record you doing the podcast and then put a wig on and like some of Sandy's clothes.
There you go.
Stand on the other side and then just merge it together.
I could do that. I just act the complete antithesis of the way I normally act, and that's going to be Sandy.
I feel like that might get either a lot or none. One of the
Yes. Good grief. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last call for any other comments or questions before I let these two fine gentlemen go on about their evenings, because the Lukasz looks like he's about to fall asleep. He's fading slowly.
11 o'clock, Lukasz. Come on, man.
Hey, man, you got to hang.
We're in the same time zone now.
Yeah, you're in Greece now. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shane's hanging tough. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. We appreciate it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that other good stuff. Hit the notification bell. Share the video with family, friends, and loved ones. If you got a question or a comment for a future episode and you're hitting this on replay, shoot me an email, thesupplementengineer@gmail.com. Post a comment in the comment section below. Make sure to give us a 5-star review if you're listening on any podcast listening platforms. And what's this? What's up, Shane? All Blacks beaten by Boys in Green. Uh-oh.
To be honest, I'm the shittiest New Zealander when it comes to rugby at it. Is that Irish? Is it Ireland?
I would assume so. Boys in Green are probably Ireland.
I mean, Australia also is green. South Africa's green.
There's a golden comment.
Brooke, I would like to be done with schooling. Well, I'm done with schooling. I'm not done learning, but I'm done with, unless I decide to go and do a master's or something like that. I don't know. As always, courtesy of Sridhar, do not forget to subscribe to Stack.
Do not forget.
And the podcast as well, everyone. Give Shane a very positive review. Just make sure ours is a little bit more. Just a little bit. You can give him a 4.8, give us a 4.9 kind of thing. Yeah. Either way, Shane benefits.
Give me a 3, and then you can give them like a 3.1. I'll bring you guys down with me.
Motherfucker.
He would, you know. All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you to listeners, and we will catch you all next time on The Final Scoop.
Thank you very much.